Namaskar, friends. I'm Dr. Jyoti Arora. I'm here again to discuss a very interesting topic with Abhishek. So, what is the topic? The topic is related to astrology. Astrology is a science, but many people consider it as pseudoscience and it has lost its credibility. But let's discuss with Abhishek. He is an engineer by profession and he knows a lot about astrology. That's why he's our extra expert. So let's ask him because he's from a technical background. He has so much of scientific temperament in him and also a person who knows a lot about astrology. So what his view about astrology, whether it's a science or what people sometimes believe that it's an astroscience, it's a pseudoscience. So, what should we consider astrology to be? So, what is your opinion on it, Abhishek?
Thank you very much once again. It's really very interesting and very essential to discuss these background stuff related to this great divine science. What happened when you go and investigate in the history, like astrology is existing since the civilization, since the exist, human being existence on this planet. It's a so old, so ancient science or arts. But basically the revelation, the time tested large number of planetary combinations, when we apply those planetary positions or combinations, results are coming. And any seeker of this shastra, any expert of this shastra is doing prediction on that basis. But it's very unfortunate the astrological community failed to provide statistically, the astrological criteria or methodology what scientists or the scientific community asked for in the past. And these mixing, people are then started mixing astrological criteria with a non-astrological stuff also, playing psychology, playing other related interdisciplinary things with the astrology, which ultimately leading to the loss of credibility of the astrology. So that happened because when you go and check the Richard Feynman, what he said about the science, what is science, and then try to compare astrology, if this subject qualified for science, qualified for that or not. So Feynman said about science, science is a way to teach something, to get to be known what is unknown, to what extent things are known, how to handle doubts and uncertainty, what the rules of evidence are, how to think about things so that judgment can be made, how to distinguish truth from fraud, and so. And in the last line of great Feynman's statement, astrology failed to become science in that case, because lack of understanding about the scientific basis, about the scientific temperament in it from the practitioner of this shastra, gave the bad name and this was then categorized as a pseudoscience, as you said, and thrown out from most of the universities in the world. Most of the, in fact, now it is picking up, but in fact, more than 95% universities in the world. But now you can get the indication when Copernicus came into the picture, when Copernicus announced very strongly, stop the sun and move the earth, when he said, when he shifted the whole world from the geocentric to heliocentric frame of reference, that idea, that inspiration in Copernicus came from his study of the astrology only. And it's a strong belief, like when a revolution happened from the Kepler, and we know that Kepler's laws are how important those laws, the planetary laws, Kepler's 3 laws. So this Kepler laws basically came up from the astronomical data he received from his mentor, from his employer, Tycho Brahe. And it was very interesting. Really, it's very interesting. In his last days, Kepler's last days, he practiced astrology. He practiced astrology, the science behind his findings, and very seriously and sincerely he studied astrology. Influenced, that can influence, these revelations can influence the rationals or so-called rationals, intellectuals or so-called intellectuals, how astrology is integrated in it. Some believe, like when Newton came into the picture and inspired by the Galileo, in fact his guru, there is not evidence, proper evidence about Newton, like he studied astrology, but there is some theories. But there was a fire, big fire catch, and a lot of his work burnt off. So there is no work available on astrology by Newton. But that is also believed. He studied that one. And when he came up with the gravitation, the gravity, the law of gravity, then that gave a sense of planetary influence. And then science is just coming very close to astrology. But the real change happened when Einstein came into the stage. So there are 4 natural forces: strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, electromagnetic force, and gravitational force. And Einstein tried very hard with his theory of general relativity and special relativity to come up with a unified theory. He's trying to unify all the forces through one theory, but failed. So astrology is still a way to scientific community to understand what is science behind the astrology. So it's very interesting. Scientific communities are very far away to understand the science behind the astrology, because they are understanding it's like just like empirical combinations, no logic in it, because they are not able to understand the logic. But now revolution is coming, the quantum mechanics is coming, and now explaining the logic What is the logic? So it is now going to be a scientific, very scientific, no more pseudoscientific. Because the because basically astrology consider human being like a multi-dimensional entities, space-time entities, and how it is being influenced by the celestial disturbances. So how genes are being influenced. So if the genes are being influenced, the birth chart is coming into the play. Why and how it is very important for any native for rest of his life. So that explanation is coming from the understanding the influence of the quantum mechanics, quantum phenomenon. So second component is like a time component. So time component is associated with the human beings. And each human being is ascribed to a unique time scale. And this whole astrology is the study of time only. We study Kal only under the lotus feet of Mahakal. And the whole theoretical quantum physics is all about understanding the time. So now both are merging. This is the real marriage of the science and astrology. And now they become one, I do believe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. And I think this is just a beginning, and viewers would like to listen more from you. So, if anybody is interested, it is my pleasure to announce that you will be presenting a keynote lecture in 2024 Parashara Conference. So, I will be sharing the flyer with all of you so that if anybody wants, because it's an online event, if anybody wants, you can register online and you can listen to him at length. And so let me share the flyer. So if I can have the access to share.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So is it visible?
As not yet.
Not yet. I think
Yes, it is.
it is visible.
It is coming.
Yes, now I think it's visible.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to listen to Abhishek, because he will be presenting on quantum superposition and potential realities in astrological predictions. So the details are there. They can visit the jyotishastrology.org website, and it's on 25th November 2024. And the mode is online, so anybody can register and be a part of it. And if you apply our code IVARC, then you also will get some discount on the 10.8% off on the ticket also. So see you all there. If you people are interested, then you can have more of Abhishek in this conference.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Basically, I would like to add one thing in the end, in the closing comment like that, because like a probability. Probability is a branch of mathematics, and most of the people study it. So probability is a branch of mathematics, and that study basically about the possible outcomes of given events together with the outcomes like a relative likelihood and distributions and all. And then that probability and statistics is growing, and the data science and how data science and this is affecting our lives now. Data analysis, data modeling, and all. So this astrology is also all about the science of probability. So that we will discuss how probability and uncertainty is dancing in this cosmic stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jai Guru.